I don't even know what we're doing. I'm so confused.
Just ask me teaching questions.
We're going live. Hello, everyone. We are live. So welcome back to my channel, and thanks for coming. This is my normal live time, so I'm super excited to be here with my friend Tamra, who I'm sure if you watch this channel, you have seen before. Hey, Tamra.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you. It's nice to see you.
I know, we're lying. We just came from another live on the other channel, so we've been talking all morning. But we are here with a different thing today. I wanted to ask her questions about what she's doing with online teaching and how can we use Groove as freelance teachers. I know that a lot of people are starting to look into freelance teaching, and so we're trying to think of how we can set it up in Groove and things. So I think that's a good place to start. So, so Tamara, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, and I just want to. So, I used to be a flight attendant actually, and my husband lost his job after 9/11, and we moved. We had to move, change locations. I had a 1-year-old, 15 months old boy. And I did not want to commute to have to work. And we also wanted more children. So I ended up quitting that. And then he went to a contract company and they ended up canceling all the contracts. And thankfully he was able to get back with his old company, but it was so unsure. And while we were in Hawaii, I was able to work at the preschool our son went to. And the teacher there almost daily told me that I needed to be a teacher. And I have it in me. I really need to do it. And I would, it's definitely my calling. And it was constant. So I ended up, when it was told that we were going to have to move again, I decided, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I got my master's in teaching, but with 2 children at the time, 2 little ones, I didn't really want to go to work. Right. I just wanted to be on my own, and be able to be a mom, stay-at-home mom. I certainly couldn't rely on my husband with his schedule. It's so up and down all the time. So I needed to be that rock, that support and always be there in my mind. So I found Vipkid in the middle of 2017, summer 2017. I found Vipkid and I thought, I saw it and I wasn't quite sure, but I decided just to click on the link. And the next thing I knew, I'm going through the application process. Like it was so unintentional. All I wanted to do was find out more about it. But when you click on someone's link and you go to the Vipkid's website, you have to enter all your information. And that starts the ball rolling, Right. And so I just went through the motions and I suddenly started teaching. And I love it. I really and truly do. I love the flexibility. I love that I could get up in the morning and teach, and then I could still take my kids to school and do everything after school, all of their activities. It was just perfect. At the time. Right. That's the key word, at the time. So, and as the years went on and there's not much growth within the company and there's not a lot more you can do within the company, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I wanted to learn how to recruit a little bit. And little did I know, by learning how to recruit, suddenly, not only have I added a few more companies to my platform, because in my heart, I really do love teaching, but I've also been able to add other things and really become more of a role, I guess, instrumental in our family's finances and make a little bit of money on the, on the side, and just get into other avenues that I find fascinating, I guess, if you will. And I also didn't realize what a community you can build with online teaching. For the first 2.5 years, I was a little bit, I'd go to the meetups, but I never really met any close friends, I guess,
Right.
until we started forming this community, and I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
That's great. Yeah, I didn't realize how many friends and you feel really close to those on here. Especially I
Mhm.
think being an online teacher, we understand each other and some of the things that go with that other people might not understand.
Absolutely.
Like, did you think you'd be able to get so close with some of your students? Like, I'm
Oh,
like, "Oh, I get to see Nate. He's such a sweetheart." And my
mhm.
husband knows the name Nate now. He's like, "Oh,
Yes.
okay."
Right. And WeChat, for those of you not on WeChat, I mean, you get to know the families. I know on
Mhm.
Chinese New Year, I had 5 calls from
Oh.
students wanting to show me
Oh.
their dumplings, wanted to show me their fireworks outside. I mean, it was the
Cute.
sweetest thing. And I just never in a million years thought that that would be possible.
That's cute. Awesome. So Tamara did touch on we do have a lot of changes in all the platforms, I think, not just VIP Kid, but we know VIP Kid most because we're both teachers for VIP Kid. And there are a lot of changes, a lot of new challenges, and a lot of teachers are trying to look for other things, whether it's other companies or whether it's freelance teaching. So freelance teaching, you're building your own business. You come up
Right.
with your plans, you find your tribe, your students, you market yourself. It's quite a bit. So
Right. Yeah. The only thing certain with these companies is the uncertainty. I mean, it's out of your control. Everything is out of your control.
yeah.
And it's fine if you're just doing it for fun, or a
Hmm.
hobby on the side, because it is really a fun, wonderful thing. And I've learned so much from what they've taught me how to be a
Right.
better online teacher for sure. I mean, but if you want some control, then you need to go out on your own for sure, and build like a tutoring business or a
Right.
freelance teaching business. And I know for a lot of people, curriculum is a big issue with that.
Hmm.
And I was worried at first, I'll be honest, but my in my heart, I'm a math teacher. I love math. I love helping people solve problems,
Hmm.
and that's my forte, I guess you could say. And so when people started reaching out to me, I did a few classes on OutSchool, and then some parents reached out to me to ask if I could tutor their child on the side.
Yeah.
And I started doing that, and I realized, I'm just trying to meet the child where they're at. So it's
Right.
not so much developing curriculum. You don't have to
Hmm.
do that to be a freelance teacher. You just need to find out what issues they're having, and just, come up with a couple problems. You can just do it right there. um,
Hmm.
I mean, I have a few kids that struggle with subtraction. So we come up with the problems together. And then, you
I
know,
find using cookies as an example
yep, cookies are
for
great.
subtraction. They love to eat the cookies. Yeah.
And you get to
I'm like,
eat
how many
them.
cookies did you eat?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, we roll dice to get the numbers,
Hmm.
and then we put the numbers in the row. But I mean, it's just you develop a relationship with your student more than even the platforms allow you to, because you're able to communicate with the parents and the children, sometimes the children if they have a device to be communicated with. um, you get to meet them where they need to be. And I know a lot of times at VIP Kid, and especially Splash Learn, which is another platform I teach for,
Hmm.
a lot of times the kids are in the wrong class, or what Splash Learn is teaching is different than what the student is learning in their class. And, because they may have signed up for the all-in-one course, and Splash Learn's on multiplication while they're on division or something like
Okay.
that. And, but if, as a tutor or a freelance teacher, you get to meet them where they're at. You know, you get to have your own prices and your own schedule. I mean, they say there's flexibility at VIP Kid, but I know a lot of my students want that time slot every week,
Right.
and they're not so flexible, and there's not a lot of communication if you're not on WeChat or something with them. There's not a lot of communication you can have to say, oh, I'm going to be 30 minutes late, or, can we move this up an hour, please, or something like that. I don't advise you do it too often, but
Right.
families are totally willing to be flexible, and it's like, and you can be flexible and still offer the same value and the same, um, help that the child needs, but I'm a huge, like, you have your tutoring business, you have your online help, and you don't necessarily have the platforms. You think that they value you, but ultimately you really are just a number.
They are a business.
They're a
Oh,
business.
man.
I know. And I used to think, I have so many 5 Apple ratings. I have this, I have that, I have certification, I have longevity, and la, 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 la. And yet, there's so many obstacles when you want to try and figure out something else or do something else,
Right. So let's say hi. Hey, Meredith. Thanks for joining us. Glad you could make it today. Now, Meredith's also a teacher. Are you thinking, oh, she's also a brick and mortar teacher. I don't know how she does it all.
Awesome.
She rocks. So today about freelance teaching, if we wanted to start setting up freelance teaching, how could Groove help? Right away, Groove member comes to my mind, but what comes to your mind first?
So how to use Groove this is my ultimate goal, and I am so close to being there. I just need to link everything together, but I am at that point. And what I'm going to do is form a math homework club. And kids can pay, a small fee, a monthly fee, or even a yearly fee if they want to save a little bit more money. And my goal is to have 3 tiers. One is just homework. One is homework plus 4 tutoring sessions, so like once a week, or homework plus 2 tutoring sessions, which it would be twice a week. So you're part of this club, and you can have 3 tiers, and it's something that will be, I can set everything up on Groove. I can have the community right on Groove. I can have the courses right on Groove. I can have the curriculum right on Groove. And I'm just going to go through the standards and then do a little mini lesson how to do it, similar to Khan Academy, I guess. But if they're stuck on that one problem, which I know a lot of students have just, it's like, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I don't know how to solve this problem, then they could just come on to the math homework club. And as we grow, people will be able to help each other as well, and so that's something that I can totally set up 100% on Groove and not worry about it. And then it'll be residual income that I'll be making every month, which I think is pretty incredible, and as we grow, then I will have to do, I won't have to do as much work, because hopefully we're going to form a community that everybody can kind of help each other,
Yeah. And I see it kind of like you can build your website, and parents can find you on the website. They can sign up for everything right there. You can send them automated emails eventually, not right now, because I guess we should start by saying Groove is in beta. I don't know if we've said that on this channel right now, but Groove's in beta, and right now they've taken down their email program. You can still build things on it until we're thinking May 1st, but we're not 100% sure. But I could see it easily as, you can have a website, you can have your course, you can build your funnels. Like, I just think that Groove would be a great place to build a freelance business. You can collect payments.
Exactly. So with Groove, I can build my membership. I can even offer a freebie within that membership. So if you sign up, you receive this. I can offer coupons if, say, I want to give a Valentine's special or a whatever special. You can offer coupons. You can set up a funnel where people can find you. You can set up an affiliate site so that if, my students want to promote me, then they'll receive credit, if you will,
Right.
for promoting me, and telling their friends about this great club. So I can give both friends a discount or something. Groove has everything you need for a membership or a course, and you can just form that whole community right there on Groove. You can upload videos, you can, there's so many options that you're able to do within just that one site. And you could still collect people's information. Just because Groove Mail is down, I could still collect their information, and then, I can link it to another site, or I can just, I can embed, because for example, I only have Gmail at the moment. So I can embed a Google form into my Groove funnel or my Groove membership site, or even my Groove website if I have one, and I can embed that Google form so they can just fill in the form of what they need help with, what grade their kids in. I can find out all their information, and then it'll go straight to my Gmail account too. So even though Gmail isn't integrated with Groove, I could still use my free Gmail account in order to help my my membership.
Yeah, I could see like homework help videos on there that you could use for Evergreen to help, like all your different math.
Yes, and that's
tips and tricks.
Exactly. So I want to do something, like I said, it'll be hopefully similar to sort of like Khan Academy or Math Antics, where they go on and they give videos. They offer, they both have some grants, and then they also promote things on the side, worksheets and different things like that. But I really would like to build that. But I also want to build that community, because even with Khan, or even with, other videos, they're going to help you with the general idea. But again, it's that one problem that you're stuck with in that homework assignment. And you're, I don't know how to do it. And it takes all night, and then you're up late, and then you're stressed, and yada, yada, yada. So hopefully they'll just be able to come right on to the website, or to the membership, and be able to find their answer there.
Excellent. I think it's so important to build a community no matter what you do. Having a community there, backing you up, bouncing off ideas. I think that's one of the best things for our little DCA group. We're always bouncing off ideas, or saying, hey, can you check this out for me? Hey, what do you think of this? Or things. I think that's.
And I want to tell you guys, if you're thinking about starting online teaching, and let's say you want to go to Vipkid, and you think, I'm worth so much more than Vipkid. I mean, I heard a rumor that everybody, regardless of experience or drive or anything, is going to make $7 a half an hour. So $14 an hour plus your 80 cents incentive. That's chump change for someone, who has a bachelor's degree, 25 years experience with ESL teaching, maybe even a doctorate in ESL even. You're going to be making like $15 an hour. And you think to yourself, this is ridiculous. I'm worth so much more than that. But I will say that Vipkid has a purpose, and the purpose, at least for a lot of people, especially people with experience and with drive, is to gather the tools. I mean, if you asked me in 2017 what kind of a teacher, online teacher I was, I mean, I had trouble pacing. I had trouble, I got nervous before every class. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they like me. I'm so nervous. I'm so scared.
Still do on OutSchool.
OutSchool scares me, but I don't have the experience, but now it's 2021, and I love it. I get up, and I'm excited to see my kiddos. I pretty much only teach my regular students. I haven't had a new student in ages. And I love it. But I have learned so much about simplicity, about TPR, using your hands to teach something, about, just getting
the response,
not so much incidental language. I mean, I am so much a better teacher outside of Vipkid. I'm a better math teacher. I used to teach at an elementary school in Florida, and I was a better teacher there. I could communicate better. It has a purpose. And now I'm taking all my knowledge from the last 4 years and turning it into something bigger and better. And that is something that I don't want you guys to shy away from if you're watching this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know we can be frustrated with some of these platforms, but they do give you a lot of tools.
Yeah, I think the workshops for Vipkid have helped a lot. Just learning some extra tips and tricks and things like you said, the TPR and getting a response from the kids and yeah, and learning Chinese culture. They're great at sharing their culture too. So
yes. And you're learning more. I mean, with Vipkid in general, I mean, I personally have learned a lot more about, I guess you could say, prejudice, you know. I mean, I have learned, you know, I having lived in San Francisco for a long time, there is a large Asian community. And, you know, I mean, we all were together, but a little bit separate, if you will. But having learned so much about Chinese families and their reasoning behind things, it's really alleviated a lot of premonitions I had, I guess. I don't know. So I think I think it's great to interact with and learn about as much as you can about who you're teaching and what you're teaching.
Hey, Online Teachers Club, thanks for joining us today. I've seen your name before. I don't know if it's on YouTube or if you have. I think he's got his own. Are you a freelance teacher too? Maybe I've seen him in the hired teachers ESL group. Maybe I don't know. That name just sounds familiar. The Online Teachers Club. Let me know where you're at. So awesome. Yeah, we just wanted to encourage people. We're not taking anything away from the online platforms. There are lots of changes. We have always said on this channel, we do love Vipkid. We love the platforms we're working with, but you know, not everything is forever or definite. So we're always looking for ways to diversify our income. I was probably one of the last ones to be like, no, I need to stay loyal. But then, you know, you kind of learn, like, something might happen and they might close their doors. They might stop hiring for a while. You just don't know.
And they're not loyal to you. I mean, I see posts every day about people that aren't sure why they have been terminated, why they didn't want to renew their contract. You see all of that. So it's very important that you don't put your eggs in one basket. But if you go out on your own, as scary as that is, you have control. You know, you can, I mean, your students might quit or for whatever reason, but you still have control over the situation, you know, and you can build your business there. You know, and some people say, how do I get students? I mean, you just have to get out there. You can post videos. You can, I know when I first started, when I was still unsure about what in the world I was doing and I needed to work for platforms, I actually got a lot of students off out of school. They don't want you to promote your tutoring business at all. But if a family reaches out to you and asks if you do tutor, you're not going to get in trouble with out school for saying yes. Here's my website. I made sure I asked them about 5 times just to double check. But they don't want to be a tutoring platform. They want to be a learning platform. So they're not real big and they don't make much money off, you know, I mean, their classes are what, $8 a student or something. So if you charge $8 a student, they're making nothing with their 30% and you're making nothing. So yes, you can start that way and just build up some people, especially, you know, if you give your all and then parents reach out to you, which they inevitably will, then that is a great way to start if you don't know where to start. But otherwise, you know, you just have to get out there, make YouTube channels of your teaching. You can make Instagram posts of you know, of your tutoring club. You could do some Facebook advertising if you can figure it out. And
that's a tricky one.
You know, join community groups, offer tutoring, join teaching groups even, and just say, hey, I'm a tutor. If you have a student that needs help or is struggling.
Homeschooler
There's
groups.
so many groups and so many ways. And homeschooling especially, I know for myself, if I were going to homeschool my kids, I can't, I'm not a writer. I could do my
Right.
own, I could follow directions and everything. But as far as teaching writing,
Yeah.
yeah, no, even when I had the step-by-step how to teach it, and then somebody would ask a question and throw me for a loop. And I was like,
Right.
let me find out the answer, but
Yeah.
so people are looking, they're not experts in every subject, and especially homeschooling parents, and so it's nice. They're welcome. Usually, a lot of times, they're welcoming of a teacher that can get in there and help their child.
I think word of mouth is huge too. If you're giving it your all and the parents are enjoying classes with you, they're like, hey, yeah, I just signed up for this tutoring, and that usually helps too.
And the one thing about Groove is you could set it up where you can embed. Right now you can embed Calendly, or you can embed a different scheduling service. If you don't, but soon they're going to have their own calendar, and so you could set it up where all the payments, like they got to pay for the class before you teach it, so that you make sure that they're receiving their class, and they make sure you're getting paid for your work and your time. And they won't be able to schedule a class unless they pay you, that type of thing. And you can go live soon. You'll be able to go live with a session right there in Groove. I mean, everything you do can be in Groove, and not yet, but soon. But everything right there, you can have your whole tutoring business, your whole freelance teaching business right there in Groove, and use it. And you can make sure you're getting paid. You can make sure that the kids, are getting there. There'll be some communication with tools, so you can reach out to families if the student's not there or whatever. But everything will be right there. And I think that's pretty amazing.
I do too.
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't even know if I haven't linked our links for Groove already. I will link them at the end of this video. Both Tamara and I have Groove accounts, and that is, we're working on it right now. We are new, so if you have questions, please put them in the box, or you can put them in the comment section below as well, and we will answer all of the questions. We also have a Groovy for GrooveFunnels Facebook group where you can ask questions and see our updates and get tips every Saturday and things like that. So
I will say, yes, just having everything in one place is so helpful. And I know a lot of online teachers. Hi, Brittany.
Hey, Brittany.
A lot of online teachers will, they have so many different methods that they're using. And I just feel like, if you can do a one-stop shop, that's pretty huge.
Right. Super excited. Yay. You just gave me a lot to think about right now. I'm like, my wheels are turning. Super excited. Although I have my master's in math, but it's not my thing to teach. Give me the babies. Give me handwriting and reading and
Yes. But you can have your own little class, your own little live course on right there on Groove,
so cute.
And you don't have to go through OutSchool, especially once you start building that clientele. You don't really need to go through OutSchool. OutSchool is a great platform. It has a purpose as well. But I personally feel like, they take 30%. You're not charging the students very much. And you may or may not have a lot of students in your class.
Right. The only thing with that is getting noticed. They market really well for you. So I think, I think to get started, having both in your back pocket might be a good idea. But yeah, you're right. Once your business takes off, it'll be.
I have noticed they market more consistent teachers. If you're not very consistent on OutSchool, when I was more consistent, I seemed to be marketed more because I had my classes more full. But
Makes
then
sense.
as I slowed down and then I put in one and then I might have put in another one. And
Right.
those classes used to be very, easily filled. And then I was lucky to get one student, and then you're making $15. You're not even making 15, you're making like $12 for
Right.
an hour of work. But yeah, I mean, OutSchool definitely has a purpose, but I personally have found that meeting the students where they are has been it's just been wonderful to see, because you see more of those aha moments.
Yeah.
And, I still do the one-on-one, but you could still make, pretty good amount of money doing one-on-one teaching. If you added, if you wanted to add more, like I said, with these memberships, I'll still do one-on-one, but they'll be part of the membership. So I'll make sure that they're also gaining some homework help and,
Right.
and other tools. So.
Yeah, I think that one-on-one, especially if one of the kids are struggling
Mhm.
and you can just see what they need and help them get it right away. I think that's great, instead of having well, this is what this class is about and I have to stick to this, So
Right.
yeah, that's great. All
Yes.
right. Well, thanks, Meredith and Online Teachers Club and Brittany, and to the 10 that I don't know who's here. Thank you all for coming.
Does anybody have questions about anything?
Yeah,
I don't think I'm not a great expert with freelance. It just sort of fell in my lap.
right.
And then I just started, trying to make it better and um, more able to work on its own, run on its own. And
Yeah.
so it definitely helps, once you have the scheduling calendar, and then you can also mark off when you're going to be out of town or anything like that. But it helps to do that.
Excellent. Hey, Jason, thanks for coming. Awesome.
Hi, Jason.
All right. Well, I think that's it for today. Just send us questions if you're still thinking like, hey, freelance might be for me, or what is this groove thing, or
We
what's
have
this groove
several.
funnels you speak of? What's
That's
that?
true. We have friends who are also freelance teachers as well. And if we don't know the answer, we will find out the answer for you for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming. I am going to do a shameless shout out for this afternoon. Sorry, Tamara. Just because most of my subscribers are teachers. For online teachers, I have Jasmine coming, and she's an accountant and an online teacher. So she has experience, and she will help us get ready for our taxes this year. And with all the changes and things like that, she does want me to tell people that, everyone's situation is different, but she's here to help. So I'm excited for that this afternoon at 2 Eastern. So
Yes. This
yeah,
is going to be
well,
very informative. I can't wait.
I think so. I think so. I'm excited for it. I just hope I ask all the right questions. So if I don't, it's going to be important for you guys to be in the chat.
Yes.
But I think we're ready. She's ready. I mean, she's sent me questions that are important that I didn't even think to ask.
Uh-huh.
So, all right, everyone. Thank you all my teacher friends, all my friends and family. I appreciate you guys coming. And Tamara, thanks again for always being willing to come on here and chat.
My pleasure. This is